Diametric opposition has been engaged. Diametric opposition has been engaged. Diametric opposition has been engaged.
Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. This is Diametric Opposition, and I would like to welcome everybody listening to the new show. This show is the same as before, but we are now with AnonRadio.Live. This is Diametric Opposition presenting the Green Dragon Tavern here on AnonRadio.Live. Now, we have a lot of people listening, a lot of people outside of the anonymous realm, and that's good, that's okay. We work with everyone. We work with people that are in overpasses for America. We work with militia. We work with sovereigns. We work with everybody. Everybody? Everybody. So I shared with a ton of groups today. I appreciate everybody being here. I've been promoting the show as often as I could. I appreciate the help with the logo that was given to me by my old lady. I appreciate all of the help getting this going. I appreciate AnonRadio.Live's faith in me to give me this position and put me on the radio station. Thank you. I will do my best to honor it. Everyone listening, everyone who's listened before, and any of the new listeners, here around 3:30, our guests are some Bloods and Crips from the south central part of Columbus, Ohio, and they're going to be joining us actually here in the studio. So they'll actually be here with me, and we're going to go through what it is that made them decide to come together. And then also, we've worked with them on numerous things where they've worked with militia, they've worked with church groups, they've worked with anonymous, so all different types of groups. And we'll talk to them and ask them what motivates them to do this and what their campaign for Stop the Violence is all about. So that'll be pretty interesting, man. Though, like I said, they'll be here around 3:30, and until then, we have a little bit of time to ourselves, time to get reacquainted. If you're not familiar with Diametric Opposition, if you've not heard any of my shows in the past, then understand we discuss everything. And what I try to do is not only go over our current events, but I want to go over the tone of our nation. What is the pulse of our people? What are the unspoken elephants in the room? I think it's important that we speak honestly, you know. So we'll definitely talk about Oregon. We'll talk about Mr. Trump. We'll talk about Louis Farrakhan. We're going to talk about the race war that's being pushed on us here in our country. We're going to talk about all the different division that is sold us, whether it's, you know, hey, you need to be racist, or you need to dislike Anons, or you need to dislike those overpassers standing on the bridges being a distraction, which are some of the most loyal patriots our nation has, by the way. You know, it is time. It is time for us to have the proper conversations. Now, I have some. We had a little bit of a lull there at the beginning. I apologize. It's our first show back, so it's our first show with Anon Radio.Live. So we're still working out a few kinks. Some of the audio from my computer isn't going and transmitting over. Only I can hear it. You guys can't hear it. So all of my promo stuff is gone right now. And that's why it's just me. Hi. So, you know, we'll get through this today, and then hopefully I'll be better the next time. We have an urgent matter that I want to get to. It's more urgent than most of the things we'll talk about. And we're going to, like I said, we'll discuss everything. And if there's something you guys want me to discuss, I absolutely will. If you want to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is contact me. You can contact me on Facebook, easiest, Jeremy R. Dieter. Or you can find me at Diametric Opposition, but I rarely check that page. I'm way too busy. Yeah, we have an urgent need that we need to get to here, an urgent matter. The snow. Everybody wants to freak out about the snow. I don't know why. You know, look, people, it's winter and it snows. That's what happens, and if you're in a southern state, you're not used to driving in it. We got Google. You can YouTube it all day long. How do I drive in the snow? You know? So anyway, that's our urgent matter. Everyone's freaking out about the snow, and if you were watching the news, you would think it was a snowpocalypse. These people, they act as if there's nothing else to report on. As if there are no militia up in Oregon that have commandeered a building. You know, that's theirs anyway. It's paid for by the taxpayers. So they said instead of the building being used to take people's land, we're going to use it to give it back. And boy, I tell you, the feds look like they're getting ready to pounce. Look like they're getting ready to go in there and Ruby Ridge, Waco, everybody. They've got a trauma center set up there at a local hospital that's been taken over by the FBI, which, you know, that shouldn't be happening at all. They've got a civilian population there that is not being spoken for. You know, everybody talks about, you know, the militia, and they talk about the Hammonds, and they talk about the Bundys, and they talk about the feds. Well, what about the folks that are living there? You know? At least 50% of the population around there are government workers. So their hands are tied and their mouths are taped. They can't say and do anything because they'll lose their jobs. They work for the government. But do they support what's going on? Do they support the militia? Yeah. Are they allowed to say that? No. No. And doesn't that little situation, doesn't that microcosm very accurately express the situation that all of us are in, right? All of us could lose our jobs. I mean, if you go out and you protest and your boss sees you holding a sign, you could lose your job. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, so it's a good little microcosm that represents the rest of the nation, and we'll get more into that later. Let's touch on Trump for a second here. I don't want to leave the Trumpster out. Everybody wants to get their Trump on, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. That man is worth millions and billions and trillions and gazillions of dollars. If at any time he speaks in a way that you can relate to, he's lying. He is only doing that to get the wave, to get the nod. That's it. That man couldn't give a damn about you. He doesn't give a damn about you. He doesn't care. Not to mention, just on principle, if he goes out and he says just a couple of blatant things that all of us know, right? Then the tone of the nation, understand what's happening, okay? You have a bunch of statesmen, and then you have a billionaire. That's it. Now, most of us can see that all that really means is that we don't have a choice. There is no choice. If you believe in voting, then you see you really don't have a choice. Doesn't matter. You either have the guy who's paying the politicians, you can vote for him, or you can vote for the lifelong politicians. I mean, those are your choices, which is, you know, what, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. You know, but it's worse than that. It's worse than that. I understand that the United States is no longer a country. It has been told to me, and I have read, that this is a corporation, that we operate under universal commercial codes and admiralty maritime law and all kinds of things. These are the things that account for a lot of the insanity that goes on around us. And I can tell you that the last person you want is a businessman running your country. This is not a corporation. This is a country. And there are huge differences. Now, I don't care about his mob ties, right? That doesn't bother me at all. You know, you're either backed by one scary as hell special interest group or another, you know, and that's usually been the case in the last, you know, I don't know, 100 years in this country. You've either had an elephant or an ass. This guy comes in like he's going to Ross Perot the joint, you know, rightfully points at both parties a lot of times and says, well, everything's your fault, and he's right, you know. He says, you know, I'm going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. He says all these things. He's just like Obama, you know. And listen, this is the problem. Once the last Bush got into office, everybody that was in a position to run for the presidency saw that the presidency was for sale. That was no longer that prestigious position. That was a position now that says you have full carte blanche to do whatever you want. And since then, the vultures have been descending on that seat. And that's what we're looking at. You know, Trump is no different. He's a nightmare. You absolutely do not want him or any of these other... I try to watch my language. I'll end up cussing before the day's over. But for as long as I can, I'll watch my language. He's worthless. He's just absolutely worthless. So are the rest of them. And I don't know if you guys have considered it this way, but each and every one of our statesmen are attorneys and lawyers, all of them. And our founding fathers were almost dead set against a lot of that, you know. You don't want a bunch of attorneys in there. You know, this isn't their law school for them to run around and keep making statutes and executive orders and all these different things. It's not. This is a land that has people living in it, and they have long forgotten that. They believe in ideals before they will ever believe in people again. Our ruling class is tantamount to a painful disease that we've not been able to get rid of. And I don't want there to be insanity. That's not what I'm looking for. To the contrary, many of us, whether we are anonymous or whether we are militia or we are a constitutional activist, if we are a patriot in the overpasses, if we are some of the people that are in downtown Columbus today that are rallying, some of the people around the nation who have decided to go to their state houses today to show that the patriot movement is alive and well. You know, these are these are Democrats, these are Republicans, these are libertarians, these are independents, these are moms, these are dads, these are sons, these are daughters, these people are black, these people are white, these people are Latino. It's because we're starting to understand. It's because this nation is starting to realize its strength. It's starting to really grasp the concepts and relearn what it is to become a nation of people and not ideas. This is why you see the town halls are really starting to make their way again. They're really starting to be something again because people look around here in this nation and they realize that it's not what it's supposed to be. It's not as advertised. It is not as promised, and somebody is squandering it. And there's probably quite a few somebody squandering it. We're in a nation that doesn't take care of its veteran population. We're in a nation that has poisoned its air, its water, its food, and its people. Tyranny needs you to be ignorant. Power that promotes freedom promotes education. There's so many symbols, so many things around you for you to see it for yourself if you choose to see. If you choose to say, I am uncomfortable, what are the reasons? How has this happened? How has this been made the reality that we're in? How does the United States of America become a mere shell of itself in a relatively short period of time? And a lot of people are bypassing the question, simply saying, I don't give a damn. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to allow it. I'm going to be part of something different. I am going to fight for something different. And if it means fighting against the most unprecedented, insurmountable force that the planet has ever seen in the United States government, in the United States federal government, then you know what? So be it. So be it. We'll fight. We'll fight just like our founding fathers did when people said you cannot take out the British Empire, the sun doesn't set on it. What are you thinking fighting against that empire? Oh, we're thinking we want to be free. We're thinking that tyranny has a time limit. We're thinking that the Constitution only holds the power that it holds is only in the willingness of its people to defend it. That piece of paper can't jump up and kick anybody's ass. It's not going to happen. Its power resides in its people's belief in its Constitution. The Constitution of the Constitution. What is it? In its liberty. They said, I'd rather fight and die. I'd rather stand in formations in cold puddles in Boston where I'm losing toes than to live under British tyranny, than to live under tyranny at all, than to live without freedom. Fuck that, I will be free. It doesn't matter what it takes. And most of those men fought for a freedom they never saw. Most of those men lived miserably the last years of their lives fighting and retreating, losing limbs, watching their friends die, and then they died themselves. They were killed in combat and never saw the liberty that they fought for. They never saw it. If you're scared of the prospect of regime change here in the United States, then I want you to consider this. Do you honestly think that a bunch of working stiffs can do any worse than these assholes that are in power now? They've literally polluted everything. They've created toxic people because they need toxic people numbed up on pharmaceuticals and heroin from Afghanistan that our military brings in via the fucking CIA. They absolutely have to have these things. You must be weakened. You must be diseased. Your resolve must be taken. Because if it's not, they know damn well what we're capable of, and we will hand them their asses. Remember how much, if you don't think that a small group of people, highly motivated small group of people can change the world, then tell me how many people are in the United States Congress. Look at that contrast. Look at the contrast of how many people, the 500 and some odd people, versus the millions that are in this country realize they need us much more than we need them. Remember your strength. Remember the strength of your ancestors. Want your freedoms back? Want your country back? The methods are not all that difficult. It is your fears you must conquer first. But you are scared to fight. You are scared to be arrested. You are scared. And when this is no longer the case, you will truly understand why you fight. And then fighting becomes the easy part. Our struggle for freedom, oddly, or maybe prudently, starts within ourselves. It may seem strange to some that if people want freedom for a nation, they have to look inside of themselves, but this is the only place you can find your own courage, as it cannot be bought or given. Have you heard the expression, the saying that was coined, that said the revolution will not be televised? Well, they gave the explanation as to what that meant. The revolution won't be televised because it has to happen inside of you first. None of my words, nobody's words will mean anything. We're way too cynical of a society. We don't care. We simply don't care. If it doesn't interfere with my football game, I don't have to punch it in the face. Think about it. Your courage, it's the only place you're going to find it is in yourself. It's not in a book. It's not in a movie. It's not in a song. Those things may be able to drive you a little bit, may be able to motivate you in some kind of direction. But trust me, the revolution takes place inside of you first. It's the only way this works. You have to stop believing in the systems that are holding you down. You have to start believing that everything good has been used against us and is being used against us, whether it's our job, our religion, our love for each other. It doesn't matter. Everything has been twisted. Everything has been turned 180 degrees. Now religion, instead of going out and reaching out to the community, is a reason for Sunday for everyone to go into their private enclaves and then maybe pair out at the other churches, but talk about how they're better. Talk about how, our church is doing better. What the other churches aren't doing. Everything's been used as a tool to divide. This religion against that religion, against this religion, against that religion. If you lost your minds, people, there are things being molded in front of us. There are things that are being created in front of us that do not belong to us. We are being handed fear that doesn't belong to us. We are being handed animosity that will be given to our children, and some of them, make no mistake, will be killed in cold blood over racism, over blanket prejudice. That was never theirs. It was sold. It was sold to them through a TV and through a magazine. Why don't you ask a soldier, Hey, when you were being shot at in Iraq, when you were being shot at in Afghanistan, how many times did you look around at your fellow soldiers and start to look at which ones were white and start calling them a cracker? How many times did that happen? How racist were you when there was hot lead flying everywhere? How many? What will it take for everyone to understand? You're allowed to be whatever you want to be. You absolutely are. But be adult enough and be mature enough to put your own things aside and stand. Even stand shoulder to shoulder with those you would vehemently disagree with, that you may not necessarily like, under the understanding that both of you, all of us stand to lose everything collectively, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat or vice versa. It doesn't matter. The power structure is going to take from both of us. They have every intention on doing so. I would love for anyone to show me something to the contrary. When was the last time they lightened anything up? No. 9/11 happened. An invisible plane hits the fucking Pentagon. Another plane supposedly goes down in Pennsylvania. That shit's weird. I don't know what that's about. 9/11 is just totally sketchy, and I've never believed that a bunch of cave dwellers on the other side of the planet woke up one morning. Ooh, by the way, cave dwellers that get perfect fucking cell service, by the way, when next time your phone craps out on you. And they're just sitting there one day, and, freaking Osama bin Laden looks over, and he's looking over, Allah Akbar. I don't know the guy's name. And he's like, check this out. He's like, do you know who I hate? America. We should take them. We will take them with the box cutters. I mean, come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? $3 trillion a year infrastructure? $3 trillion a year? With a T. Like T as in Tom. Trillion. A year. In 2001 was the budget for defense for the FAA. And they got through it with bad attitudes and box cutters. I mean, that's the official story. Come on, man. I can't believe that. Not to mention, let's say that you believe the 9/11 story, but you are somebody who considers yourself to be a reasonable human being, right? I know that may be an oxymoron to others, but there are people who feel this way. And what I would say to you is that if at any time, if you can be genuine enough to say that you believe your government has done some wrong at some point in time, that they've not always been perfect angels, that they have done things that, whether it was the Isle of Tonkin or, you don't even have to know those kinds of things, just that, the government, they've been a little sketchy, from here to there, sometimes, occasionally, then entertain that there was a building on fire in New Year's Eve in Dubai. Some bitch is still standing. I mean, it was aflame. Like, they were like, you know what, fireworks aren't enough. Let's catch a building on fire for the new year. I mean, that'll be freaking sweet, because it'll be huge. It'll be like a big damn candle in the middle of the desert. And that's what they did, or somebody did. Got the building on fire. Still standing. Still there. I mean, come on. Box cutters and bad attitudes? I don't think so, homie. No. No. Not to mention, you can't pull that kind of crap on a Southwest flight, can you? Because poor people will beat the crap out of you. You try to mess them from getting where they got to go. So, our struggle for freedom, oddly, or maybe prudently, starts within ourselves. If our courage isn't found, then regret will surely be the common bond everyone will have to tie them to one another's misery. See, your fear is normal, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a well-placed fear, believe it or not. It's there because you believe in the virtues of living a civil life. Thank God that our first inclinations are not to tear down the joint. Thank God we see violence as detestable in most circumstances. That apprehensiveness, to be rash, man, it has its place in a society that wants love, wants reasonability, wants accountability, both for positive deeds and bad ones. So be grateful for this temperament. Don't be ashamed. This is what separates us from the third world nightmares that we don't live in. But it does beg the question, Does violence have its rightful place? Is violence in some way balance? Is violence the yin to our yang of civil obedient living? The answer is, of course, yes. And it encompasses more than what most may believe it entails. Violence coupled with aggression is needed, and it is needed in many forms. Aggressive/violent language is needed. Aggressive/violent art is needed. Aggressive/violent intellect is needed. Aggressive and violent sadness should be raging through all of our hearts for our nation and its people. Again, I ask you, do you think that blue-collar working stiffs would do worse than poison the air, the water, the food, and the people? I mean, we got genetically modified organics and everything, you know. Now we got genetically modified organic people. I mean, would you make that choice? Would you make that choice? And then let's take this into another direction. Would you allow the pharmaceutical companies to do what they have done? You know, first it was, well, now we're just going to advertise on TV, you know, because there's advertising revenue that we can generate. Things, use stuff as a tax write-off, and we can advertise to the people, and then they can go into their doctor. And now every hypochondriac in the world's going to have restless leg syndrome. And because the doctor gets kickbacks for every time he sends out a restless leg syndrome prescription, you know, he's going to send out as many as he can. It's a racket now. You know, do you guys know how much people get paid to schmooze doctors, which is basically what they are? They're the salespeople for the pharmaceutical companies, right? Now, 17 years ago, these people were getting paid over $300 an hour in some. I don't know if that's average. I don't know, you know, what the deal is. But it's ridiculous. Plus, they get expense accounts and they get cars. And what their whole job is to go to the doctor's office, set up an appointment with the doctor. That appointment happens at a very nice restaurant. That very nice restaurant has wine and champagne and hard liquor and hookers and, you know, America. So he takes him out, you know, or she, and they schmooze the doctor, you know, and say, look, if you, you know, take all these freaking... and it's the it's ones they have in office there, the ones that they can hand you, the samples. If you take these samples and you can get rid of them in such and such a time, then there's a commission that you'll get from that, and then that salesperson also gets a commission. Now, the doctor's commission will come off of the price of the prescriptions, you know, showing that his office can peddle these drugs faster. I mean, this is drug dealing. That's it. Drug dealing 101. Tell me how a drug dealer that is dealing heroin is doing any different, right? His supplier says, you know, you've been moving 1 kilo, but I really need you to move 2. And if you can do it quicker, then, you know, I'm going to drop the price. I'm going to give you, instead of a wholesale price, I'm going to give you a distributor price. It's the same thing. It's no different. And these people couldn't give a damn about your health. Look at the side. Listen. The entire damn commercial is a list of side effects while some dude is walking around or some lady is walking around on a bright sunshiny day trying not to show her ass end because she has rectal leakage as a side effect from the damn pill. I mean, and the whole freaking commercial is, you know, you might grow a third tit, you might grow a third eye, you might fucking, you know, that's the whole damn thing. I mean, it's unreal, you know? So would you do that? Would you make that choice? Would you make the food poisonous? Would you pollute the air the way that you have? Fukushima is still leaking all over the damn place, killing America. You know, would you allow the pharmaceutical companies to poison the ones you love? Because you got to figure this food is going out to babies, infants, grandparents, everybody. Would you make that choice? Would you make the choice to poison just 10 people or an entire population? I mean, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're staring down the barrel of. Would you? Because if you don't, if you know people that have worked for a living, if you know blue-collar working stiffs, you know, then do you think those people would make those choices? No, hell no. We work hard. We don't want to feed people poison. You know, we're going to tell everybody to grow your own garden and get heirloom seeds to do it. Get this GMO crap out of here. They have GMO soil, GMO seeds, GMO, you know, no. Stop playing God. Stop it. All right? Everything was fine. What the hell are you doing? You know, you genetically modified a potato, and instead of having 37 minerals and nutrients, now it has 4, and it tastes weird. Stop it. Why are you messing with stuff? See, I don't think average people would make those types of choices. I think it's the average person that we need in office. I think that average working stiff could set this country straight, because if you give an average son of a bitch like me $1 billion in our budget, we'll have that shit fixed in a year. Are you kidding me? I've been way too poor. Way too poor. You know? You give me that much money, I know how to budget money, homie. You know, I've been broke as a joke. I'm telling you, we'll have a surplus. It'd be redonkulous. And if you've taken a second to look around, you can plainly see that there's obviously an agenda. It's not just the United States government. These are world governments, ladies and gentlemen. These are people from around the world. I mean, it's the government in Germany destroying Germany right now. It's the government in England destroying England right now. It's the government in, they're all running the same agenda. Look at Canada, look at Australia, look at the United States, look at, Belgium, Spain, England, Italy, it goes on and on and on. They're all running the same agenda, except for Bhutan. Bhutan, they don't have a dog in the fight. Their leader gave all of his power to his people, and they literally gave him the presidential palace. So, that's the only one. That's the only one. Think about it. They're all doing the same thing, and every single society is also doing the same thing. They're reacting with anger. They're reacting with confusion. I can't believe what's happening. Quite frankly, neither can I. Aggressive, violent action is not... I apologize. Aggressive, violent action is a just and proper reaction to the forcefulness and dictatorial power structure raping our country and its wealth today. The continued squandering of our human potential is insane and evil by definition. I'm going to read this next part to you. This is by Jack Donovan. It's called Violence is Golden. Violence is the gold standard, the reserve that guarantees order. In actuality, it is better than a gold standard because violence has universal value. Violence transcends the quirks of philosophy, religion, technology, and culture. It's time to quit worrying and learn to love the battle axe. History teaches us that if we do not, someone else will. And I want that to sink in. There's a reason why I would advocate a position like that, knowing goddamn well people will hear it and go, he's advocating violence, da-da-da-da-da. Well, it's because I think it's dangerous to keep harping the other side, the civil side. Yes, civil living has its place. It does. But do you honestly believe that you can only have a civil society? I mean, is that what you're saying, that it can only be civil, that it'll only be civil all of the time? No, it's never going to be the case. Our founding fathers talked about that. They talked about having to water the tree of liberty from time to time with the blood of tyrants and patriots. I mean, they understood, and what if? What if time called on you to sacrifice, to fit revolution into your schedule, to fit revolution into your spirit, to really start to entertain its premise and its respects? And you do not answer that call. What do you think the future looks like? What does the future inherit at that point? What do we bequeath those we love when we leave here? What if? What if time called on you and you did nothing? What does that look like? Does it make you at some point want to say, you know what, they'll never take my happy, even if they take my life. And it's worth fighting for. And fighting may mean a number of things. It doesn't mean pick up the battle axe for everybody. It may mean spreading information. It may mean waking up family members and friends. It may mean talking in a revolutionary way, talking out against the Federal Reserve and all centralized banking, telling everybody that they're slaves. Telling everybody that they are debt slaves, that they're actually slavery by definition, but, it's a common definition. But in this case, it's debt slavery, You Explain it to them. Speak boldly. What if? What if you had that opportunity and there were people there that were willing to listen and you had no idea because you never opened your mouth? Because you were afraid. People, you are driven by fear in this country, and it is time to stop. You have given into fear at the price of your dignity. You have given into fear at the price of respect around the world. And your own respect. You've given into fear to the likes of psychopathic nerds in D.C. Think about that. Think about that. Is there one person in D.C. that you would want to have your back in a fist fight? Think about it. One? Is there any? My daughter will beat the crap out of Harry Reid, dude. She's 12. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about that. These are a bunch of wimps up there calling the shots. You got to be kidding me. We need to get this joint back. We need to put it back into the hands of strong people. George Washington was like 6'4" and was an ass kicker. You know what I mean? That's where we come from. That's what we got to get back to. You know? I say the White House goes to... well, I'm weird, though. I have weird ideas, man. Weird ideas. And I don't push all of my ideas on other people because I know my stuff is weird. I get that, you know? Not everybody's going to buy into a lottery. But I think we should have a lottery for the presidency. Screw these guys. Screw them. Forget this. Forget all this nightmarish crap. Forget it. You know what I mean? It's all driven by money. We got to get that out of there. You know? Our television needs to be run entirely different. You know, the way that we run it. The way that it's controlled by advertising and da-da-da-da-da. It's all dumb. It's all stupid. It's got to stop. It's got to end. This isn't the way it has to be. This has got to stop. And I don't know why people would buy into it so wholeheartedly to act as if there is no other alternative. Like we're out of ingenuity. You know what I mean? Like the human imagination just ran the fuck out. Like we went to the moon and now we can't figure another way to purpose for the television. We can't figure out another way other than to use it to harm people and polarize people. You know, that's our only medium in which we know how to use it. You know, make money, generate power, you know, polarize, desensitize, harm. Come on, man. You give normal people, you know, regular folks such as yourself, control over an apparatus like television. I bet you 9 out of 10 of us are going to make it ridiculously funny and ridiculous. You know what I mean? We're just going to have a good time with it like it should be. We're done with all this polarizing stress. We're here to live at this point. We want to live, you know? I'm trying to get to the closest I can to my intended purposes, and it is not to pay bills and die. It's just not. You know, I'll take pride in my work when my hands are used in the making of things that I know are benefiting, whether it's me or other people. It needs to benefit, you know, truly benefit, not just for the corporate gang, you know, where we're all going to work for 6 fucking corporations, man. You know, they won. They won. There's a power structure out there, and they won, you know, and they're not cool. They're not like us. Like, if we would have won, everyone would have a hoverboard right now. You know what I mean? Like, the shit would be different. We would just mold it different. Things would not be like this, you know? Looking into different economic systems, looking into Swedish swarm theory as an alternative to leadership, you know? And that's kind of a way where you use everybody's aptitude, you know? America is one of the only countries where you don't test your citizenship attitude because that was always considered a socialist, you know, taboo thing. It's kind of stupid. You know, that's another way to squander your people. Just because you're testing for aptitude doesn't mean that you have to go all Bernie Sanders socialist with it. You really don't. And for the people who are into Bernie Sanders, I get it. You're like, oh man, this guy feels good. He says the right things. He's been doing it forever. Listen, socialism always runs out of itself. All right. Now, America is already socialist in part, and I'm not really sure if you had to like pin us down, you know. We have traits of capitalism. We have traits of a republic. Not many of a republic, but we do have traits of it. Maybe traces. You know, we have parts of a democracy. We have parts of a totalitarian regime. We have parts of a dictatorial regime. You know, we definitely have socialism because you have Social Security and Head Start and things like that. So it's not as if America has been totally against socialism or not. You know, we've incorporated parts of many different things. Much like our people, we're a melting pot of ideas. It's just that, you know, the ideas have been used to run an agenda, and they've not kept them pure to the writing. You know, our organic constitution, our organic rights. Are we a corporation or a country? You know, because when you make us a corporation, that's when the laws get all wanky. And for the people who don't believe that, or maybe, you know, they don't want to entertain something like that, let me ask you something. If we're not a corporation, then why is it that you can go to anybody in the world, not just in our nation, right? It's not just like our citizens will answer it, you know, a certain way. Anybody in the world will tell you, if you're in an American court, whoever has the most money wins. I mean, there it is. There it is. You know? 9.9 times out of 10. That's the deal. Now, that only works in a business setting. It's obviously not going to work in a place that has justice. that in no way defines justice at all. So, you know, it's obviously not going to work. So, we owe all of our present-day comforts to the wars and violent actions of many men before us. The origins of our prosperity come from the blood spilled and innocence lost. Please consider that. That's called Virtues or Violence. I wrote that January 2nd, so 21 days ago. You know, another big name in the news constantly, BLM, or acronym, sorry, but it's either Bureau of Land Management or Black Lives Matter or Black Liberation Movement. The acronym is used and used and used, and so if I say BLM in this next little segment here, we are talking about the Bureau of Land Management, okay? Because we want to get to the other one too, but this is pretty big. I mean, everything that's going on in Oregon, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, but the Bureau of Land Management is a federal institution, and they have circumvented every law. And I think they're owned by China. You know, people may want to look into that. But I think because everything's a corporation and everything has a DUNS number, the BLM may actually be owned by the Chinese government, because the BLM keeps helping them to own, and this is going to drive you insane. By the way, everything I say on here, do not believe me. You have no business listening to and believing a disembodied voice. That's redonkulous. Get your Google on, grab thesauruses, grab whatever reference, you know, however it is you want to look things up, and make sure that what you're hearing is right, and then discern it for yourself. So, look this shit up. And this kind of harkens to Harry Reid as well. Bureau of Land Management keeps seizing land and then no shit selling it to China, but just when you thought that was bad enough, the land becomes sovereign Chinese land. Think I'm kidding? Look up Chinese car manufacturers here in the United States. Everything in their gift shop, non-taxed. You're not allowed on to the property to go to the gift shop, by the way. Only the workers, you know. But that's sovereign land. It's sovereign. If you don't understand what that means, essentially, the United States Constitution does not apply on what is now Chinese sovereign land. Now, look, I'm all about business. I'm all about business. That's fine, you know? I want it to make sense, though. And I'm not going to have business with somebody where I am giving them my nation's land. It's not for sale, motherfuckers. That's the United States of America. That's not the United States of America / China. No matter how bad these people want it to be, it's just simply not. But that is what it means. That is what it means present day. So if you have a Chinese-owned business around you that is an international conglomerate, 9 times out of 10, it's sovereign land owned by the Chinese government. You're not allowed on it. Neither is our government. Neither is our military. Neither is our police. We're just simply not allowed on it. I knew people that used to hunt on land here in Ohio that was then bought out by a Chinese car manufacturer, and now they're no longer allowed to hunt on the land. The BLM, Bureau of Land Management, is liquidating our country and squandering its wealth. So, if you're like me and you keep a list of horrible human beings and traitors... Hold on just a second. What's up?
They'll be here in 10 minutes. Casey's in the living room.
Okay, cool. Our ABF guys will be here in 10 minutes. They're running late. Can't wait to have them on. That's going to be fun. They're fun guys, man. You guys are going to... I know they look scary. They got the tattoos on the faces and extra large muscles and things. And oh, by the way, man, if you guys want to get an ABF shirt that says "Stop the Violence," you're not going to get... You can't get a Blood and Crip shirt anywhere else, except from Bloods and Crips. So, because who else is going to have the balls to sell their merchandise? Quite frankly, it's just not something you would do. You wouldn't sell the malicious stuff and not be a militia, because they're not going to care for that. They're not going to like that, So, if you guys want to get an ABF shirt, you can go to their page on Facebook, ABF family. It's hey, good to see you. Are you getting your ABF shirt today?
I don't know. He never got a hold of me.
Okay.
They should be here in 10 minutes.
All right. Cool. Yeah, we got part of our network here with us today, and she came to get a shirt, and she's not sure if they brought it or not. But anyway. These are the real deal, obviously, and you're promoting one hell of a cause, man. These guys go out and they go everywhere. People want them in Chicago. They want them in New York. They want them, everywhere. California, people are trying to get the ABF crew out there because they have such a strong message. They're such a strong, positive group. They're a large group, and they're good guys. I mean, when you talk to them and stuff, they're kick-ass guys, they're kind of magnetic, you want to be around them, it's a blessing to know them, man. They're good people, and if you want to get an ABF shirt, I would recommend it because, they're the real deal. It's the real deal, and if you really want to help out a good cause, I mean, that's what it is right there. Go to Facebook and check out A.B.F. And those are all in capitals. And then type out All Bout Family. That's A.B.F. That's in capitals. And then All Bout Family. Check them out. You can get a hold of Rick ABF Felder, Dontez Price, or you can get a hold of Omar Jones and any of those guys. They can get you in the right direction. Those are the guys I'm going to be interviewing today and talking to them when they get here. And I know a lot of people are excited to hear from them and interested. They always garner a lot of attention. So I figure we got about 10 minutes or so before they get here and we get started with them. So if there are folks that have been around that scene or understand that scene, share out the link for AnonRadio.Live and get their earpiece next to the speaker, because these guys have a lot of wisdom and they got a lot to speak on, man. They've done a lot, they've been through a lot, they've got the marks to show it, and they just got good words, man. Really good words. They're inspirational, and if you know somebody who's going through that stuff or has gone through that stuff, or just folks that would be interested in hearing, what it is for Bloods and Crips to come together. And the thing is that's what they're known for, are Bloods and Crips that come together. But if you go to their events, it's a lot of gangs. Gangs I didn't even know existed or ever heard of. I can't even remember their names right now. There were so many. Disciples something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of them. So it's not just Bloods and Crips, you know. These guys have been able to network with people everywhere, you know, in all walks of life, and in different gangs and different professions and, you know, militia, anonymous, whatever. So, you know, of course, everybody's excited to hear from them. Oh, man, I appreciate you guys listening today. This is Diametric Opposition, and what you're listening to is the Green Dragon Tavern. Kind of let that go until now. If you guys don't know the reference, if you haven't figured it out by now, the Green Dragon Tavern is where, or as my Greek friends will say, taverna. The Green Dragon Tavern was where Sam and John and Paul all used to hang out, and a few more revolutionary founding fathers. That was the name of the bar that still sits in Boston, and it's called the Green Dragon Tavern. So welcome to the Green Dragon Tavern, everybody. Sit down, grab a drink. We're getting ready to get started with the ABF guys here shortly. And once again, man, I want to say thank you and send a shout-out to Sincere, Sherrod Sincere, and our fearless leader. She might be listening from work. Really appreciate you guys, and if you guys get a chance to listen to Sincere's show, check him out here on AnonRadio.Live. He's got a show, and I believe it's called All Rights Matter. That's All Rights Matter. He's a good host, man. Good show. Does a really good job. Really appreciate you guys. Appreciate AnonRadio.Live giving me this opportunity. I appreciate everybody listening today. I know we've got people from a wide variety of groups. I'm also going to bring in local talent that we have, music that we have. Now, local meaning not in the mainstream, not copywritten, and that's pretty much it, you know. So it's a deceiving term. If you're in Ireland and you wrote a song and you want me to put it on the show, I'll put it on the show. If you are a woman that has been picking guitar for a while and you just want people to hear your tunes, I got you. You know, it's all about promoting our own local talents. That way we're no longer squandering our human potential. Let's see what we're about. You know, there's a guy here locally. His name's Tiny Smalls. He's got crazy skills, right? He does music. He can do impersonations. He's done stand-up comedy. We got another guy. His name's Hood Apostle, you know, and he does music. You know, I mean, we got so much talent, man. So much talent around the nation. But I want to promote it, man. If you're not famous and you want to be, or you're not famous and you just want people to hear your tunes, you know, or whatever, you know, you just want to get your message out there, I'll promote it straight up. I'll put it on my show. As soon as I figure out how to get the audio to run through, we got you. You know, and hopefully I'll have that figured out for the next show. And I don't know when that's going to be. Might be, I suppose I'll get with Sincere and our fearless leader and see what the schedule is, because I don't even know the schedule. But and it's also up to you guys too. It's up to everybody that's listening, man. If you guys feel like you can tolerate my voice no more than once a week, then I'll do once a week. You know, if we think we can do it more often than that, then we'll do it more often than that. Whatever we can do. Now, Sincere, thank you, man. I'm checking my messages here. Awesome. He said we can do another show as soon as possible. So, you know, if you guys want me here on Monday, we can come back in 2 days. Again, right now, until we got one hour until the events are over in everybody's state house. This is where the Patriots are gathering. Man, I wanted to be there today. And then ABF wanted to schedule today for my show, so I couldn't get down to the State House, man. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to be there. I missed the first one. Now I missed the second one. But shout out to you guys, everybody that's been freezing at the State Houses across the nation. We love you guys. We support you guys like we do our overpassers that are on the bridges on the weekends, probably out there today. God bless the overpassers, man. And everyone, all the patriots that are at the state houses today, and everybody who's going to help us. We're scheduling events for the future. Obama just signed an executive order saying that we're not allowed to do a private sale for profit of our own freaking firearms and stuff. So we're just going to get a few thousand people together and sell our own private firearms and do it for profit and completely violate their jackass executive order that's an unenforceable law in the first place. Not to mention, your government doesn't have any right telling you what you do with your private property just because it's a firearm. Hey, jackass, we have that firearm to put hot lead in your head if you become a tyrant. Do not forget that. The Second Amendment's not there for buffalo hunting. It's there for the preservation of liberty. But a lot of people forgot that. It's not there for sport. We have that right specifically and exclusively in this country for damn good reason. So... and we've not forgotten that, and I'll absolutely tell it like it is. That's the truth. I mean, people are uncomfortable with that, and that's weird. I speak on behalf of your freedom. I speak on behalf of your liberty. How could you feel weird about that? How could you feel negative about that? I mean, especially in this day and age when you can see your government is... Come on now. Let's just open our eyes a little bit. Let's wake up and smell the corruption. Or smell the salt water from the boat they threw you over a long time ago. Anywho. So yeah, I'll come back. We'll start doing it. We'll get, I don't know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know. We'll get some kind of a schedule going, and hopefully, get back to how we were doing it before. Man, we had a lot of interaction on the show. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody that has. When are you doing your show again? I had no idea that many people even listened. I thought it was like me, my cats, and like 3 friends. I had no idea. And, man, I had people from Italy, Ireland, Canada, Germany, England, and then the U.S. When are you doing your show again? Keep me in the loop. Let me know. So it was so encouraging, man. I really didn't know. I had no idea. And I wasn't sure if I was bugging people. I wasn't sure if I had gotten obnoxious, and so I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate all of the encouragement. I appreciate everything that, all the love that was sent my way, especially when folks found out I was getting back on the air, and AnonRadio.Live for picking me up, man. You guys are awesome. So we're going to get to ABF whenever they get here, and I'm hoping to start that interview pretty soon. But I will go ahead, and if you guys give me a minute here, I want to segue into something else. I wasn't sure if we would have time for this or not. Apparently, we're doing all right. Okay. All right, so I've been talking your face off. Whew. Give ourselves a moment to decompress. And if I could, I would play us some tunes and, kind of give us a minute to chill, smoke a cigarette. How am I doing so far? How's it sounding? How am I coming through? Sincere, thank you, sir. He said I was coming through and that I was sounding good and I was doing a good job here. So thank you, sir. And I enjoyed his show. He does a good job. He's real concise, to the point, and he interviews well, gets it done. I mean, he had interviewed somebody from the Oregon Ranch last time. And, pretty important stuff, man. I mean, we're trying, and this is a new station as well, I believe. So, we're still trying to get it together here. If there are folks that want to get on the air, think this is something that they may want to be part of, I think we have room for other voices as well. So, what I would like? I want to hear a female. I want to, and first, let me also say this. I want to get women on the show, period. If you're a woman and you're listening, you have a voice. And we need to hear it straight up. I mean, period. That's just, we need to hear it. You need to be a part of this. Everybody needs to hear your perspective, the female perspective. I want to say for at least the last 4 to 5 months, the women have been showing up the men hands down as far as the liberation movement. They are much more fierce. They have direction. They're bold. It's a no bullshit stance. I mean, they're really showing us up, and they're doing a hell of a job representing freedom fighters, And man, I would love to hear, female come on here. I would love to hear a woman's show, and get all of those perspectives, But I mean, if you just, if you want to be a guest, I'll have you on my show, If you want to talk about any of these things, I don't give a damn. We can talk about lizard people. We can talk about aliens. We can talk about Nibiru. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. I don't care. We can talk about it all. We can get our coast to coast on. That's fine by me. I'll talk about everything. I've said this before. I'm much more comfortable thinking that there are lizard people, and here's why. Before you go churning it off like this guy's nuts. Just think about it, okay? We literally have poison as a species. We'll all take responsibility for this collectively. We've poisoned the air, the water, the food, everything, the soil, the people, the dogs, the cats, the plants, people's thoughts. We poisoned everything, right? And it's embarrassing. It's freaking embarrassing. I would like to think that lizard people are actually the ones in charge of this, and they're the ones screwing everything up, because then we can blame it on them and say, look, that wasn't even us the whole freaking time. They were shape-shifting, and they acted like people, and look what they did. They poisoned everything. Shame on them. Let us fix it. Because if it's not lizard people, then it was us. And we just became Planet Jackass. Congratulations. Idiocracy came to fruition, and here we are. Freaking fantabulous. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed, and I hope that it is lizard people, even though that shit freaks me out, because think about that. They're probably stronger than us, right? I mean, and they might even know, telepathy. I don't know. It just freaks me out, but it's embarrassing to think that we're doing this to ourselves. This is so stupid. All these countries are in debt. Well, who in the hell are they in debt to? What happens? What happens if everybody just, Germany's in debt to Italy, so they pay their debt, but then they don't have anything. But then Italy's in debt to Canada, so they don't have anything, but they go ahead and pay it anyway. And then Canada's in debt to Germany, so then Germany got their money back. You see, it's like a big damn circle. What? Who the hell are we in debt to? This is stupid. These are dumb-ass systems put in place for control. And it's obvious, and just like any other form of, communism, socialism, it's running out of itself, not just financially in the markets, but in the spirit of people, in the spirit of humanity. We're done with this. This whole you have to wake up early and go to work, and then and you're in this rat race, and then live in an apartment or a condo, where you're dependent on other people to not fall asleep with a lit cigarette and kill you and your family in a fiery death while you're asleep. And if it's not that, then you're paying $120,000 for a house that's so close to the next door neighbor's house that if you open up your window and spit, you're going to hit their house. I mean, this is about as counterintuitive to our spirits and our physicality as we could possibly be. If you took what it is that we are as beings, as physical and spiritual beings, and you said, how could I fuck this up the worst? How can I just take this being and just put him in the worst possible freaking position? That would be today. That's what we're looking at. A microwave generation raised by women, latchkey kids. Raised by overworked, underappreciated, overstressed mothers that had their own lives that they had to forget about. It's kind of depressing. I got all solemn. But it's true. It is true. I'm going to read something to you guys. I want to read a couple of things here. we had a chance to audit the Federal Reserve. If you're not sure about the importance of the Federal Reserve is a centralized bank. It is the bank that is in charge of all of our monetary and fiscal policy, our inflation, our deflation, and it's owned by a guy named Bob. It's not owned by you. It's a private bank. NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial. Those three things I just named to you are also private companies. Those aren't the names of the things that by which your economy is governed and ran. Those are the names of the companies. S&P 500 is a private company, people. The Federal Reserve is a private company. Dow Jones Industrial is a private company. I know what you're thinking. There's no way I could be right. There's no way that I could be right. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Google. Go to dogpile.com. It's a really good search engine. So you can get off of the Google. Type in Dow Jones Industrial is sold. And then leave blank spaces with just a dollar sign. And it's going to show you the private companies, and then I don't even know if it shows the actual company that bought the S&P 500 or bought Dow Jones Industrial, but those are private companies. You know, the Federal Reserve is as federal as the hair on my balls. That's how federal that place is. It's as federal as Fed Express, which is also not federal in case you're not clear there. So we had a chance to audit it, which is tantamount to asking Fort Knox if it has gold in it. Some of these corrupt bastards actually voted it down. 2 Democratic senators, one from Colorado, one from Connecticut. The one from Colorado's name is Bennett. The one from Connecticut is Blumenthal. Booker from New Jersey, also a Democrat. And it was the Democrats that shot it down. You know, and I'm not Democrat, Republican. I don't give a shit. I'm not a part of either of those gangs. But it was the Democrats that voted. Now, what purpose could the Democrats have in trying to hide the financial information to audit the Federal Reserve? I mean, that tells you, you know, who's caught up in the finances. You know, where is the corruption? Where is it? You know, considering the Federal Reserve. Well, it's with your Democratic Party. And Rob Portman from Ohio voted to audit the Federal Reserve. He's a Republican. Our other Ohio representative, and I'm looking at the list right now. I'm trying to find his name. Let me try to find him here. I heard ABF walk in the door, so our boys are here. All right, let me see. There he is, Brown. He's also a Democrat. He voted it down. There's a complete list. If you want that list, you can contact me, and I will post it on my page. It's already on my page, but it's probably buried, so I'll post it again. It has all the different state senators and reps that voted yay or nay. And if they're a Democrat, they probably voted to not audit the Federal Reserve. That's something you need to know. We need to be aware of these guys. I do have a list. I have a list of traitors. These are the people that we need to arrest and detain immediately when we get our country back. Most of my list is comprised of, well, it's the Congress, the Senate, former presidents, former chief of staff, top brass, Lots of those guys. I also have a show coming up. I may do this one if I get on Wednesday. I may do this Wednesday. It's a show. You guys are going to be like, what? It's an AnonRadio.Live show that is dedicated to the police and the federal government and U.S. Marshals and the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. They're listening. We already know they are. And you know what? It's wise for them to do that. They should. If you're our enemy, you should probably pay attention to, what your enemy is doing. And make no mistake, the government, the United States government, seems to be the enemy of humanity. So they're on my list, along with, the owners of Dynacor, Lockheed Martin, GE, PepsiCo, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all the way up to the 6 corporations that own everything. So all of those assholes, the Rothschilds, of course, the Jekyll Island families, even the ones that voted against the Federal Reserve and have since most of them lost their wealth. I don't care. They're still criminal families, criminal dynasties. Anybody who has ever attended a Bilderberg meeting, yes, that means Oprah. Everybody, all of them. They're all criminals, and they all need to stand trial in a common law court. Not these corporate courts that we have where we can just, grease and line the pockets of the judge. I'm talking real courts where folks like you and I are sitting there looking at these corrupt 1%ers who couldn't give a damn about us or anybody else. And we let them know, look, you guys are criminals, and now we're going to put you in a glass prison, and you're going to go on a tour of the nation in a glass prison. See, I told you I have weird ideas. I have a lot of weird ideas. I think all of our prisons should be made out of glass and centered right in the middle of our cities, no longer on the outskirts of our cities. If we're going to make the decision to do this as a society where we're going to imprison people the way that we do, then we should have to face the ramifications of that and see the rapes that take place downtown while we're walking our children to the nearest Ted's Montana Bar and Grill. And to me, that sounds like justice. Anyway, I'll stop ranting. Let's get these guys in here. ABF, what time is it? That's right. Hell yeah, man. You guys want to send somebody in here? Yep, we got a chant. ABF, what time is it? It's time to get loud. It's time to represent. I know you guys couldn't hear them. They were in the other room. So we're going to have our ABF guys come in. All right.
Coming to the stage.
Coming to the stage. There he is.
What up? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. All right, everybody. We got Dontez with us. How are you today, sir?
Doing pretty good today.
Oh, man, you smell fantastic.
Yes. I try to do that every day.
Coming in here smelling all laundry fresh and things, man. I appreciate you being here. We're live right now on AnonRadio.Live. We're being listened to by Anons in a few different countries. We've also got Overpasses for America. We've got sovereign citizens, constitutional activists. We have just a wide variety of people that are listening. And a lot of people are really fascinated by the ABF, All About Family movement. I know you guys are in demand. Yes. I know they want you out in Chicago. They want you in New York. They want you everywhere. So I want you to talk about that. But first, man, give us a little bio on you, man. Give us a little bit of your story. Give us a feel for who you are.
Well, I'm Dontez Price, and my little story is grew up bad neighborhood, Lincoln Park Project, south side of Columbus, and seen a lot, been through a lot. Robberies, shootings, jail time, prison, all that. And finally came to grip with my life and wanted to change things for my son. So therefore, not only do I try to do things better for him, but I try to help everybody else out here too.
What do you think is, if you look back on the days before ABF, right? What do you think is one of the largest things you've taken from your old lifestyle and you've been able to incorporate into the ABF Stop the Violence movement?
Probably taken from my old lifestyle, I would say the determination. Like, I used to be determined to get money. Like, now I'm determined to help people.
Nice, man. Nice. That's kind of poetic, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty slick. You, now, look, you've not had it easy. You go through what it is on the streets growing up. You spend a little time incarcerated. You go through paper, you get off paper, and now you're a free man. And I want to know what that's like. I want to know how that translates into feeling for you.
Well, being on paper, just like the first time I've been on paper in my life, and it's a good feeling, to be free, not have to answer to anybody.
Nice. No, so is this the first time as an adult that you've not been on paper then?
Yes.
Okay, and for the record, how old are you?
35.
35. So you done did the damn thing, man. You've lived it.
Yes.
What do you think if somebody only takes one thing away from what you have to say today? What do you want to give? What do you want to invest in people?
No matter how bad it is, there's always hope.
And how do you know that?
It's always hope. As long as you're still breathing, there's always going to be hope.
Now, for everybody that's listening, these guys have been through a lot. And just in the short period of time that we've been working together, and I want to say just maybe in the last month, I don't know how many posts you guys have made about people dying.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you keeping it together, honestly, man? Seriously.
So used to it. It's like it's an everyday thing now. Just used to it.
I mean, what's the majority of things that's killing our people today? What is it?
Violence, guns, hatred, envy, jealousy.
And is it? Do you think a good portion of that, or most of that, is tied into drugs?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
There's a guy in Chicago that was in a gang up there, and he said that when he was in the gangs, he was getting a lot of fully automatic guns, things like that.
Right.
Goes to jail, gets out, he's living a clean lifestyle. He goes to the gun store, he starts asking for some of the guns that he used to get.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Talking about the police is dropping them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Has there been any interactions in Ohio that you know of between some, shadowy figure or whatnot in the gangs that we have?
Talking about, like, as far as police?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to put a name like that, but yes.
Okay. Damn.
Yes.
You didn't even hesitate, dude.
Oh, yeah. Not at all.
All right, listen. Just in case you guys aren't familiar with the Chicago story, what he said was that there would be crates of guns dropped off, and people would just go and grab guns. Then years later, he's living a legit lifestyle, goes to a gun store, goes to the gun range, and he starts talking about some of these guns that he used to have. They're looking at him like he's crazy, because those are fully autos. I mean, those aren't your everyday guns. And he realized that people were dropping them off for him. That these were, spooks, the CIA or something. And they didn't realize that those guns aren't really standard issue. That
right.
They're not. And for you to answer that immediately.
Oh, yeah.
That's really something. That's very telling. So there you go. I mean, straight from the horse's mouth. One thing I was pushing was your guys' shirts. I was telling everybody, you're not going to get another shirt like this.
Right.
These are yours. You guys came up with the logo. You guys came up with the idea, and it's your movement.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, as far as that, we sell the shirts to promote our movement. But we got a lot of people that wear them. Kids, girls, women, men, and a lot of people representing our movement. So we got to do better as people ourselves to make sure this movement continues progress.
Absolutely. Are you guys going to? I know. What are some of the requests that you guys have gotten to go out to like New York, Chicago, places like that?
We got requests to come to Buffalo, Chicago, Mansfield, various other places to come speak, and hopefully we can help some people in the process.
Excellent, man. Now, how much are the shirts going for?
$10.
$10. And do they just contact you guys on Facebook?
Yeah, pretty much. Omar Jones and Rick Felder. We have a card.
All right.
You know, with my number on it. So you can just contact me.
All right, and we got Omar and Rick here with us too, man. We've got right now we're on AnonRadio.Live, and we're being listened to. I know of about 4 different countries. We've also got Overpasses for America listening, many different Anon-secs here in the States and around the world. Just so you guys know your audience, you know, and you know who you're talking to. There's a lot of folks out here that are really interested to hear from you guys. Omar, if I could get you for a second, man, what's it been like for you to have this kind of a change up and go from living, you know, where you were, who you were, what you were, to doing the ABF Stop the Violence? What has this been for you?
It's been a great change. I appreciate the change and what's going on, you know. It's being productive in the community, you know, instead of taking away from the community, you know, doing something for the community that's causing change and, you know, that's changing things and making things different. You know, it's better to be different than be like the rest.
Yeah. Now,
you know?
You're from Cincinnati originally, right?
Right.
Now, Cincinnati is a bit rougher than Columbus in quite a few ways. It can get live down there. Tell us what the difference has been for you from down there to up here, and what it's been like trying to get that movement going in both places.
Well, in both places, here it's getting hard. Cincinnati is just harder, you know. Trying to get this change going in the environment that we're living in right now is very difficult. You know, we have people that want to listen, then we have people that don't want to listen, then, you know, people got their thoughts about what we believe in and their thoughts about what they believe in, and, you know, I'm just hoping that we all get on the same page one day, that we be able to move forward, you know, with this movement, you know.
Man, there's so much support out there for you guys. There's so much love out there for you guys, and admiration for the work that you're trying to do. I was saying earlier that everyone talks about, you know, it's Bloods and Crips, but when you go down to the rec center, there's other gangs that are represented too. It's everybody, and you guys have really put yourselves out there to really try to create unity. I don't think you guys know how much love is out there for you, man. I really don't. Are you guys going to be heading down to Cincinnati for an event?
We'll be going to Cincinnati, probably approaching a little bit after February. We had one just set up not too long ago, but we had to reschedule because of our busy schedule.
Now, you guys went down there with the Awakened Cincinnatians, right?
Yes, we did, and that event turned out well. You know, we fed the homeless, and, you know, we had some time to talk with the people. Then later on that evening, we did also have a wonderful, wonderful walk, a Stop the Violence walk. Walk in peace, walk in justice, walk in all ways that we can, trying to make a change out here, because it's just not about one person, it's about all. And together we stand, divided we fall.
Is that something you guys do at every event? Do you guys do a walk?
Not every event. We have events where we just have people speak, you know, because it's just not all about walking. You have to understand where people are coming from to understand what they're going through, so we can be able to deal with the situation in a different manner.
Now, who's invited to one of your events? Just so everybody knows, that way it's all clear.
Who's invited?
Yeah.
Anyone's invited. I don't care who you are. You can always attend. We don't believe in color. We don't believe in Black Lives Matter. We don't believe in just Chinese lives matter, Japanese lives matter. We believe in all lives matter, because we all are human. We all are created from God, and, you know, we all are God's children. So we have to be on one accord and try to move forward.
You know, I think one of the things that people love about you guys the most is everybody knows that you went from having a lot of probably anger in your heart to putting a lot of love in your heart, man. And I think that's the measure of a man. I think that's the measure of what it is to really be a man, you know, and I think that's one of the reasons you guys get so much love, honestly. You know, is there anything you want to leave everybody with, man? Any message you want to give?
My message I want to leave everybody before I get off this mic is let's come together as one to make one thing happen, you know, that's destroying our population. It's not even them. We always screaming the government. Wow. Look how they got us now, killing each other. They don't even have to do it. They're smart. We have to be smarter than them. We must take back over our streets and our communities so that we can press forward and have a successful life. Like I said in one of our events, through God, all things are possible. And with that being said, I'm out.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I'm serious. I don't think I could say it any better, man. That was freaking perfect, dude. You guys heard it, man. I mean, that is directly from the source right there. And he said it all, you know. And that's the heart of these guys. And that's why everyone wants to work with them. That's why I think you guys sold out of the shirts and had to get more made, didn't you?
Know it.
Yeah, because everyone wants a shirt. So, man, we got Rick here with us now.
Yeah. First of all, we want to give God the glory, man, you know, because without him, this wouldn't be possible.
Are you guys are you guys going to be getting into a lot of the, because I already asked them some of the questions about heading to Cincinnati and everything, are you guys going to be getting into a lot of the community activists this summer here in Columbus with some of the churches and stuff? Pretty
much, man, you know, if it's God's will, yeah, we with it. We down to rock with it.
Well, let me ask you, man, what brought you to this place where you're in ABF now?
Man, what brought me to it was God, first of all, you know. And just try to show leadership, you know, and guidance, and love and caring, man. That's what I really want to do, and that's what got my attention to do this movement.
How much of the experiences of the past, and like I was telling them, I don't know how many posts you guys have made in a month of friends that are dead. And it's just unbelievable. You know, I don't know how you guys keep your heads up. I don't know how you keep doing it. And then on top of that, you guys are doing this ABF Stop the Violence, man. I know that a lot of that comes from pain. I know that a lot of that comes from, you know, seeing other people struggle and you guys struggling yourselves. So, you know, what words can you give the other people that maybe want to do this, maybe want to join in, maybe want to start something like this, you know, when they're going through pain and things? What kind of guidance can you give them?
I mean, first of all, you know, if you're willing to change, you got to be within changing with yourself first. You know, that got to be basically from the heart, you know. So, only thing I can tell them, man, you know, first ask God, you know. And if he gives you the definition to do that, you know, make it happen, man. Changing is the way out, man. You can't be the same forever, man. So, you know, try to do better in yourself. Do new goals, man. New goals. Make things a little bit more difficult in your life, and you outcome, man. This has been hard for us. Every day we go through situations, man. Every day. So, you know, we still keep God first. We still keep him in the midst of whatever we doing. You know, we get criticized every day, but that don't stop us, man. So if you're looking for a change, man, first of all, speaking from your heart, ask God to lead you in the right directions, man. Y'all know me, man. Fat boy.
Are you, what's some of the criticism that you guys get? I think people would be interested in that.
If you know me, you know what we used to do, man. You know, it don't never change, man. We be out in the club, we be having bottles. Y'all doing all this, but y'all trying to stop the violence. Doesn't mean that, though, man. We can have fun all day long, though. All day long. But as long as we out here stopping the violence, try to show people that we care and we love them, we willing to do that, man.
That might be the best way, actually. If you show them that you can have a good time, you're still capable of having a good time. You know, that might be one of the best ways to show them they can break off and change, like you were saying.
For sure, man. But you got to have God, though. I'm going to keep saying that, man, if y'all don't like it or not, man. You got to have God, man. If you ain't got God, you ain't going to be happy like us. And we rock all day long. We rock, man.
I'm telling you, man. You have no idea how well you fit in with us, dude. It's crazy, man.
ABF, baby. Changing lives and saving souls, man. Fat boy, man. Everybody know my slogan. And if you don't, you going to hear it. Zip 'em up.
There it is.
ABF, baby. You feel me?
Man, give me something to that you want to give to everybody. Something you want to leave with everybody. You know, that you want them to associate with the ABF family.
Well, you know, love yourself so you can love others. That's the key, man. Love yourself so you can love others, man. You got to, man. You feel me?
That's a good message, man. So I know this spring and summer we got we're gonna go out and do the trash mob and pick up trash in the neighborhood. We want to give everybody seeds so they can grow their own food. We've already got the seeds. What's another goal? What's another event you guys want to have come warm weather? I know we want to get to Dayton too.
Wherever God lead us to, man, we with it, man.
Okay.
All we asking is for people to show up, man.
Support.
Just show up.
Support.
Okay, and you guys do the food too, right?
For sure.
For sure.
Now tell me a little bit about that.
We cook. It's gonna be good food. You know, I'm gonna cook it for y'all, so you know it's gonna be delicious.
Now what is that? Do you guys charge per plate or is it?
We don't charge nothing. It's free. All we asking for is people to show up and change their lives, man. Help us out, man.
You hear that?
Help us out, man. Because as black people, man, we all we got, man. We all we got. So stop putting your pride, man, in the way of what you need to do. Show people that you care and you love them.
I like that. A lot of people won't put themselves out there like that. They really won't, you know, especially in their own community. You know, they really won't do that. But if you hear this man telling you, listen, in the black community, we are all that we got. What he's telling you is that everybody, whether it's within their group or whether they're looking outside of their group, everybody can recognize that our current power structure, this ruling class, the people in charge, they are a problem for everyone. Nobody is standing on anybody's side. Nobody is. It's up to us, period. There's no one coming to save us. There's no one coming to do this for us. Either we do it or it does not get done. Get the black communities, get them together. Have them stop all the trivial bullshit. And then that ends up leading to everybody killing each other. Right. You know, this has got to stop. We're watching our communities die. We're watching our communities tear themselves apart. And it puts everybody at risk. You know, if we're going through a neighborhood that could be sketchy and something pops off, how many times have children been hit by bullets, stray bullets, that were in a car that were driving by? These neighborhoods do not need to be like this anymore. This can stop. This has to stop.
So what we're trying to figure out as ABF is what politician or what anybody that's in a higher position that can move this organization to a higher power to do better things with our communities all around the world, wherever you may be, wherever the problem may be, where this can be solved. We need help from the government, not just us, but y'all as well. You know, y'all help mess it up. Let's help fix it.
And we are responsible for this. I love that point, man. Everybody likes to blame the government, but how much of this have we allowed? And how much of it do we still allow? This is on us. There's no one, and when I say there's no one coming to save us, the fact is nobody has the right to. This is our mess. We clean it up. That's it.
Man. One other thing.
Yeah.
If all these people, when we post these events, I'm going a little left field, but this is needed. I mean, I want to get this off my chest. When you press the button that says going, every event, and you never show up, don't do it just because you are a friend and you want your face to be seen as going. Come. If not, say maybe or ignore. Zip them up.
Yeah, that way you can have more accurate numbers and really know who's going to show.
Everybody ain't perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here thinking we better than anybody, number one. When we get that straight right now. Like I said, we go through situations, and I done misled a lot of people. So you out there listening to this station, man, you know what I mean? All I'm asking for is, just lead somebody in the right direction, because we've been leading each other in wrong directions for a long time. You know what I mean? Hating each other, doing all the things that we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? So my job, you know what I mean, what God got me leading is to support our females, Let them know that, you know what I'm saying, give them back that love, that you know what I mean, that caring, showing them the right direction, fellas. And it start with me, man. I ain't perfect at all. So, I'm changing my life as I'm doing this movement. So I hope y'all change yours with me. So let's rock, man. Let's rock, man. This new event getting ready to come up, man. I'm cooking for all the ladies out there. Y'all gonna show up for that one, ain't y'all? You feel me? Because it's free. You hear me? Holla at me, man. Fat boy, man.
I tell you what, man, that's pretty humble. It really is. A lot of people try to be something they're not. They try to speak themselves up, talk themselves up. You got a guy here that's been through quite a bit, and he's telling you what he's not. He's telling you, look, I'm flawed, and I'm willing to change, and we need you to change with us, and reaching out to the ladies, man. I think
for
that's
sure.
Nice. Yeah.
My mother, man, I want to thank my mother, man. I hope she's listening to this, man, because my mother is a strong black woman, man. And without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. You feel me? So, ladies, if I hurted you, I apologize.
And he even sang it to you. That's how you know it was legit. He was letting you know.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah, man, is there anything you guys want to get on there before we...
Hey, if y'all want us to show up at y'all's church, please inbox Smoke, a.k.a. You feel me? Inboxing the address. We popping up at churches, man. We changing lives, man.
And to the leaders out there, to different leaders, ABF is asking for help. They're asking you guys, we need help. We need this to grow. We need this to be bigger. They're asking people in the community, anybody that can help, whether it's, 20 people just to come out and join. Or what would you guys think about people starting the ABF movement in their town?
That's cool.
Okay. So, like, if
That's
someone was
cool.
across the country.
But be serious. Be serious with it, though. It's about family, man.
You're not going to take it serious. Don't touch it. But if you're going to be serious with it, we plan on it spread. We want it to spread. We want it to be coast to coast.
I'm trying to hook up with All Black Lives Matter, man, because they got a strong movement, man. Support them, man. Show them that love, man, because all black lives, it do matters, man. You feel me? Because it starts with us, man. That does matters, man. Support them, man. Show them the love, man. You feel me? They get criticized by the wrong things, man. You feel me? The media dogs them, man, but they really a strong black movement, man. Support them, man.
We salute them. ABF.
And do you guys think that if there's a chance that you guys could get the name recognition that ABF could blow up the same way?
But for real, though, we ain't even trying to blow up. We ain't asking for nobody to give us no money.
Okay.
All we asking for is put us in the right situations where we can be heard.
There it is.
We ain't asking for nothing from the government, from nobody. Just show us the love and respect and lead us in the right directions in life so we can support our people, our loved ones. You feel me? We ain't asking for nothing from nobody. We do this by ourselves every day. Every day.
So you're willing to work for the resources. You're willing to bust your ass for getting it done, to be able to get it done.
For sure.
See?
That's all about movements. Everybody do movements to get money, to try to come up in life. Fat Boy doing it to show the love, man, and let them know that I care. If no one else does, Fat Boy care, man.
Well, and I think, the three of you, I know you well enough to know that you guys do care, and I think that's what separates you guys from other groups, other movements, other speakers is...
I mean, we were supposed to be in Chicago, man, coming up here like in February sometime, man. And, a lot of people talking about don't go and all this. like my brother said, Smoke, man. We ain't afraid of nothing but God. But God. So if y'all coming for us, we coming for y'all too, man.
What were they saying? Were they warning you because of the police, or were they warning you because
The
of
police,
the
the neighborhoods.
Just everything.
You got a couple calls from some people told us don't go to Chicago. Check this out. It's no different anywhere. People get killed in South Dakota and Wyoming. You know, myself, I don't fear no man on this earth. So I'll be there.
Okay, so
I'm going to be there too.
You hear that, Chicago? They're going to be there. Nothing's holding them back. They'll be there next month. And what's the date on that?
Well, they told us sometime like February the 6th. Whatever God got planned for us on that date. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's we know we're going to be there, dog.
Yeah, well, let me know, and I'll get it out. I'll get it out.
That's
to
all
everybody.
we saying. And we doing it by ourselves with nobody helping.
Yeah, you guys fund this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. ABF is self-funded. These guys work Monday through Friday, and they fund these efforts themselves. It's your gas money, it's your vehicle, it's.
I mean, when we started this, man, we was going out to clubs, man. We was doing something that a lot of communities weren't doing, like church leaders, or Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever you want to be, man. We was doing something that a lot of people wouldn't do, which means go to the club and let them know that we trying to stop the violence. I gave out 55 free shirts. Free. This to show someone that I'm serious about my movement. You feel me?
That's a huge gesture. That's huge.
It ain't always about coming up, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Help me change Columbus first, so we can do what we got to do for others, man. Nice. Help me, man. Change my city back to what we needed to get it to.
Absolutely, man. And that goes out to Anonymous, militia, constitutional activists, Overpasses for America, everybody who has an ear to listen. You're not alone. It's everybody from every walk of life. Everybody's feeling the exact same thing. Everybody wants all of us to wake up and relearn unity. Relearn what it is to come together and to be an actual community and realize our strength together. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna give it to you guys if you got anything else, man. I think people appreciate hearing from you.
Hey, man, y'all follow Jeremy, man. Whoever out there listening to him, man, he a good man, man. Without him, man, we wouldn't be doing this where we at right now. So, we want to thank God for allowing him to be in our lives.
We saluting to Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy.
The great one.
I'm saluting all the females that's going through situations right now in their life. Allow God to lead y'all in the right directions, man.
I was talking about the ladies earlier, man.
Loved ones. If you didn't lost a loved one out there, man, keep your head up, man.
Keep your head up. If you lost a loved one to this violence, you and your family should be one of those that comes to these events to support what we're doing, trying to stop this violence.
And that's domestic abuse, domestic violence, gang violence. I mean, it's violence.
Any kind of violence is violence.
Yeah. I want people to be clear
you
on
can't,
that.
You can't put a title and this violence is worse than this violence, or this is less than this violence. Violent crime is a violent crime. We as humans shouldn't be going through that. We have to love and respect one another to move forward. With no respect and no love, there's no forward. So we won't be able to move forward with this. This organization. Yeah. So, and I didn't say, but around we'll say probably July, we'll be trying to get together a Stop the Violence walk. Where you register and and you walk with us, and we try to put a stop to what's going on.
When I marched with you guys, it was like a scene out of a movie, and I know you guys know that too.
I remember that.
We're marching down the road. It was dark, and I don't know how many cop cars were there, but they lit up the entire road.
And that was our first event, man. We didn't know what we was doing.
Woo, man.
We just allowed God to use us, man.
The megaphone, the drums, the cops. I mean, people were coming out of their houses and cheering us on. That tells you right there that neighborhood wants you there.
Support.
You know? Yeah, it was just nothing but love. They couldn't believe we were there. They were coming out. Their kids were coming out. Couples were coming out and holding each other and waving and cheering us on. I mean,
Hey,
I've never experienced anything like that.
That day, as a group, as brothers, we decided to put our pride to the side that day. You know what I'm saying? And I love my brothers every day, man. We argue. We have disagreements about a lot of things, man. But we standing, y'all. For y'all to counting us out, we still here, baby. Huh, Smokey? Yeah. You feel me? Having fun at the radio station, man. Show love, man. I want to give a shout out definitely to my man Tim, man. Academic, man. Follow him on Facebook, man. He's a good brother, man.
Yeah, any other shout outs to
Yeah. Hold on. I got a shout out. This is very important because the way my phone's set up is about to explode. So not only can you contact me, you can also contact Rick Felder. 614
Yeah.
327
Yeah.
6410.
Oh, not jump on
I
my.
repeat, 614 327 6410.
And you only call that number if you asking for prayer. I'm praying for you.
Or if you want a shirt. He just gave your number out over there.
That's cool, man. That's cool. If you looking for prayer and you need some help and when you want someone to care for you, call me.
There you go. There it is, man.
Showing love, man. I appreciate for y'all taking the time out to listen to this, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate everybody taking the time out today to join us on the Green Dragon Tavern. Yeah, it's a new one. It's a new one. I'm trying it on. And this is Diametric Opposition. I want to thank AnonRadio.Live. I want to thank Sincere and our fearless leader who is at work right now. Everybody in all the different Anon sects, the red hats, white hats, black hats, all the hats, everybody at the Infiltration, and everybody at all of our alternative media. The Fifth Column, man. Those guys are doing big things. Look into their new Sleeper Cell project. That's real interesting. Check out the Anti-Media. Check out FPRN, The Big Plantation. Man, we have a lot of alternative media. I can't think of them right now. You got something?
God.
All right.
Follow God. You feel me? It's free. Go to church somewhere. You feel me?
It's free.
It's free. Ask God for deliverance.
They got food.
Can't nobody do you like Jesus. Remember that.
It's free. Everything is free with God. That's me. I'm going to give you the real, man, 'cause that's all I'm doing right now, serving God right now, man.
Can't sugarcoat it. We just go give it to you just the way it is. Straight raw. You know, if you ain't living for God, if God ain't a part of your life, there's no structure in your life, so your life will happen to fall. And please, I really don't know what to say.
Man, I love y'all.
I don't know.
ABF, what time is it?
It's time to get loud. It's time to represent.
You gotta represent. You gotta represent in each and every community. We here. We ain't going nowhere.
There it is. You guys got to have. What's up? For this show? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, shout out, man, to I'm getting all types of requests, man. I'm shouting out to all the females out there, man, that's inboxing me crazy.
Come on, man. You got to name a couple of them.
Come on, man. God. That's who I'm shouting out, man. God, man.
Well, I tell you, man, we got a lot of people.
I'm going to shout out my kids, though. Kakai, Tay. Daddy love y'all. Lil Smoke. My main man, Lil Smoke, man. Shout out, man. All my project homies, man. Don't nothing change about me but the weather, man. Lincoln Park, you know. Skid Row. Skid Set, you know. Dog Life, whatever, man. You know. Jesus Christ. Jehovah. Allah. Whatever. Humper Dumper.
Buddha.
You know what I mean? Shout out to all the people, man.
Vishnu.
Shout out all the strong women out there, man.
Definitely.
Keep your head up.
Strong ladies, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. You gonna come on the show with me again, man?
Yeah, man. I would love to, man. You know.
He came over and he smoked the whole building up.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Smoked the whole building up.
It wasn't me.
My cats are running around weird now.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, man. Shout out to all the Browns, all the Alexanders, OG Bloods kids. Salute them.
And he's out.
Yeah.
That was a happy face right there.
No, man, I'm just a happy person, man. Even though I go through situations, man, I still stay happy.
I bet your baby pictures are you just looking ornery as hell.
I mean, I was skinny, but now I'm fat.
But I bet you look ornery. I bet your facial expression, you look like you're
I'm
about to get
going to shoot you some skinny pictures, man. I'm going to shoot you some skinny pictures. Ladies, y'all want me to be skinny again? Give me some thumbs up.
For everyone that wants Mr. Rick Felder to be skinny again, one thumbs up, please.
All day long. We having fun, man.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to come back to the Green Dragon Tavern full show. You know who we need to get here?
Oh.
Shane.
Yeah, man, he off the chain, man.
Yeah, man.
Make sure he just has some clothes on when he comes.
I can't promise anything with that guy, man.
Just make sure he has some clothes, man.
Seriously, he has shown up at my house in nothing but a flag. I don't know how many times.
Oh, man.
So if you're ready to reach out to us, make sure you get with us on Facebook, All About Family. You know, hit us up. We reach back out.
Hey, man, follow me, man. Rick ABF Felder, man.
Yeah,
Holla
you're
at
always
me,
posting
man.
some good stuff.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm doing, man.
You guys do have a lot of friends that have passed away just recently, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah. But, you know, when that comes with disobedience, man. I'm going to be real, man. You know what I'm saying? We lose some, we win some. And for the last couple of years, we've been losing as a black community, man. So, you know.
You have to be obedient towards God. When God say do something, we got to start doing it. We can't do things the way we want to do them. We got to do things the way he want them done. So when you ain't doing things the way he want them done, when he coming to get you, don't be upset. Family members, don't be upset. You just got to look at the lifestyle the person was living, and you just got to suck it up and just say, I'll do better with the next child I got or with the next person in my family I got to make ourselves prosperous in this world that we can grow and see each other get old. You know, until then, you know, if God is not a part of it, you know, it's time for you to fall back. You know, you got to reach out. You know, God got a blessing for everybody. You just got to reach up and grab it. You know, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's in the midst, you know. Wherever you at, you know, God is in the midst. You know, you just got to trust and believe that.
Man, I hope everybody that's listening is as blessed as I am to be able to know folks like you at least once in their lives, man. I'm telling you, you guys are lights, dude. You guys are lights in the community. We need you. We just need you, man. We do. All the groups, man. You know, we need your strength. We need your enthusiasm, and we need your words, man.
Because if God is for you, who could be against you? Zip them up.
You heard it. Hey, man, you know, ladies, put God first. Fellas, put God first. Kids, put God first. Fellas, love your kids, man. Love your kids, man. Because you don't love your kids, fat boy cutting you off.
Well, I tell you, we got generations coming up that need an example, and I love the fact that you guys are the example, man. I love the fact that you guys are what they're going to be able to pull from. You guys are real, you know. You're not selling anybody short. You're not selling yourselves short, and you tell it like it is. You know,
I mean, ABF, man. That stands for All About Family, man.
If you're willing to change, you hear that ABF, you go straight to our link on Facebook, All About Family, and you just put change on there. If we see that word change, we know you ready to make a change. We gonna add you to the group, and we gonna get to changing.
There it is. That's your in right there.
Follow us, man. ABF. Huh?
If Dr. King can do it, we can do it.
Dr. King, Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, some of the best speakers you'll ever listen to, and they all said the exact same things. Actually, there's a speech by Malcolm X that if you listen, it's like he's talking today, talking about police abuse and things. I mean, some of those things don't change, you know, and their words do not change our present reality. They're just as true today as they were then.
For sure, man. You know, leave y'all with this, you know, this little message, man. I love y'all. I wish y'all the best in life. Everybody need to start making the right choices and try not to be in checkmate, because life is like chess. If you allow yourself to get in checkmate, you don't allow yourself to settle for less. So from that point on, keep y'all's head up.
Man, I appreciate y'all coming out today, man.
We got one more coming back to the stage. We're bringing Dontez back. He got something else he needs to get off his chest.
Come on, Dontez.
You know, ABF in this place.
Dontez.
ABF, what time is it?
Well, I just want to focus on the important area right now, and I feel like I got to talk about this. You know, it's a lot of people that call our phones and say what they're going to do, like as far as support, whether it's financially or just showing up, in, you know what I'm saying, in person. But we're not getting that from a lot of y'all. I don't take it personal because I never expected anybody to help us the way we going to help us. So it's no hard feelings, you know, on that situation. But at the same time, when this movement really take off and things get real big, don't come knocking at the door then. That door gonna be closed. And you know, I kind of take that personal though. Sometimes it hurts though. You know, the people that, you know, claim that they support us and you know, want to see us do this and do that, and they never show up to anything. You know, never help out or anything. But at the same time, on the sideline bashing us for going out. I can have all the fun I want. I never said stop having fun. I said stop the violence. And at the same time, stop judging people. Judge yourself first. Then work on what you're doing wrong before you can work on somebody else. At the same time, you can't even work on somebody else. God is the only person that can work on somebody. You know, me, Rick, and Omar, we've been through a lot, and we still going through a lot.
You know, you guys are going to face critique. That's absolutely the case. And I said this earlier. I think going out and having a good time and showing that you can still be you, showing that you can still, you know, it's not always that you're drilling, you know, one thing, you know, that you know how to go out and have a good time, that you haven't lost yourself. I think that's a great ambassador. I think, you know, that's a great example. And the folks that are the ones that are giving you guys a tough time,
right?
Those are the same folks that, if this does start to blow up, they're absolutely going to want to be part.
Exactly.
You know, and trust me, I understand. It's hard. You put stuff together, you want people to show up, people say they're going to show up, and then they're not there. And I think I'm guilty of it on everybody's events.
Oh no, and you fine. You support us in more ways than one. But like my thing, what I'm gonna start doing,
does happen, though. If
you press that going button and you don't show up, I'm unfriending you on Facebook and in real life, and that's a promise because I'm getting tired of that.
Well,
you know,
it's hard to not take personally.
Yeah, we try to get a number count, you know, and it's affecting us in a lot of ways. You know, 15 pounds of food is left over. You know, all type of stuff, man. You know, different people showing up, expecting certain people to be there, and y'all not there. I'm starting to take that a little personal.
Yeah, well, in the balance is you try not to.
Right.
And you still try to anticipate your events correctly.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of stress there. You guys are trying to feed people, and that's the biggest thing, is
right.
You need to know those numbers. You
right.
really do. You know, that affects your budget, that affects the time and the work in the kitchen and getting help. So for you guys, those numbers are really serious.
Right.
So, again, if you're going to go to an ABF event,
right,
that's
just
fine.
Come.
Yeah, say that you're going to go.
Just don't come to be nosy either.
Right. If you're going to go, if you don't believe that you're coming for sure, just hit the maybe button. Because there's a button that says going, maybe, and interested. Press interested or maybe if you believe you're not going. If you hit that going button and you're not in the hospital or you don't got a doctor's excuse, I'm unfriending you on Facebook and in real life, and that's a promise. As my fat friend would say, zip them up.
Ginger ale time.
Thank you, Mr. Dontez Price. Well, there you go. Yeah, for their numbers, it's important because when most people have events, they don't cook you food, and these guys, man, they'll cook you a plate, and it's 3-4 course meal. So they really do need to know the numbers, and it's helpful or it messes them up. And so buttoning that up, zipping it up, getting it where it needs to be. That's what needs to be done.
Hey, I'm back. Telling you, man. Oh, man, in the kitchen, man, trying to find something to eat. You feel me? First of all, telling y'all ladies, man, I'm on these ladies for some apparent reason, man. You know what I mean? Because we need our ladies to be more stronger, you know what I'm saying, right now. At the times that we going through, you know what I mean? Because without our ladies, we can't do nothing, man. So, I'm on the ladies' side right now, man. You feel me? I'm rocking with the ladies. I'm trying to build that self-esteem up, encourage them to be more, you know what I mean, better than what a lot of people, you know what I mean, don't expect out of them. So, I'm with that, man.
Ladies, you cannot leave this to us. You absolutely cannot leave this to us. We need you. You are imperative to this effort. We absolutely have to have you. You know this. Some of you are our memory. Some of you, you guide us, and we absolutely have to have you. If this movement tries to happen without you, it'll die before spring. And I was on that earlier too, man. I said the same thing. And the women, that are on our side are really fierce, and we just need more of them. We need the women. We need them to come to the events. We need them to support us online. We need them to, share in this effort, and we'll all learn how to stand side by side again. We'll learn how to heal each other. We'll learn how to be real to each other. We'll figure it out, and that's what we'll pass on to our kids. Not the way it's been, but the way it should be.
You know it. I want to thank y'all ladies for supporting me, the people that do support me. You know what I mean? Naomi, Ivana, there's a couple other people, man, too, man. I just can't go right now on the list right now because I'm so geeked up of being on the radio. But I'm shouting out to people that do support me, man, and do, you know what I mean, wish me the best in life, man. So, you know what I mean? I salute y'all ladies, man. Fat boy!
I also want to say, Ivana and Naomi, I love you ladies, and I appreciate all the help and the work that y'all have already done in the parts of this effort that you've already been and continue to be, especially for Ivana. She works really hard, so really appreciate that. And man, what time did I start? I think I started at 3. It's already 5. Man, time goes by quick. And you can imagine hanging out with these guys. It's a really good time. And if you're able to, if you're in the central Ohio area, you really got to come out and join us. You really got to come out and be part of it. Be part of one of the events at the rec center, be a part of a march, be a part of one of the gatherings at the State House or at one of the churches. And ABF works with everyone. And I know you guys didn't see that coming. I know you didn't. I tell you that guys that are in gangs are going to be on the show, and they come on and they tell you, that you got to trust in God, and I know people don't anticipate that. One of the best things about my show is that we get real people, whether they're constitutional activists or ABF. I mean, these are our neighbors, these are our friends, these are our co-workers. It's just. We're just people, and we're not trying to be anything else. We're not trying to be what others expect us to be, and we're not trying to be what society's televisions and radios say that we should be. We just are what we are, and that's how it is. We can't be anything else. I don't know that we would know how. It would probably drive us crazy. Have you guys been enjoying the show? Have you been enjoying yourselves? What do you think of Fat Boy? What do you think of Rick? Dontez, Omar, what do you think of their movement? What do you think of their words? What do you think of Stop the Violence movement? And I don't know. It's up to your opinion, the public opinion. But I know they're loved, man. They got a lot of energy. As Sincere said in the chat, and they're just good dudes, man, and they're fun to have around, and they're passionate folks, and you can tell they've been through it, and paid their dues, and so now, they're trying to do something different, and I'm hoping to be a part of it, that takes ABF to a whole nother level and gets everybody where they need to be, and like, they would say where God needs them to be. And, I'm just honored to be a part of it. I know ABF will be doing work with Dr. Christian, and if you're not sure who he is, you can look him up. If you go to your search bar and type in Ohio man smashed in face after teen throws brick off of overpass. And amazingly, he lived. He's got to be one of the strongest people ever. And he lived, and he goes through all these surgeries. And the first thing he did was he forgave the kid. He forgave him, and we've been able to work with Dr. Christian and David Boyd and people from that group, and that's been a huge honor. I know they're going to be working with ABF some more. Everybody's really excited to work with each other, and ABF is kind of in demand. Everyone wants to work with them. So, man, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show today. I appreciate everybody helping me to come back and has been supporting me and encouraging me. On future shows, we've got Lotus Justice. She was just released out of jail 12 days ago. Nope, 13 days ago. And we're letting her get readjusted and letting her get her ducks in a row. And we're going to have her on early next month. So Lotus Justice, the one and only, pretty high profile. I'm also going to reach out to former CIA Dr. Jim Garrow and see if I can have him as a return guest. We've got some of the we're I don't know if you guys know this, but we're closely tied to the people in Oregon. I didn't realize that until recently, how closely tied we are. But we're pretty closely tied to those guys and can get a hold of the militia members that are at the compound. And I don't really like bugging them, but I think it's prudent that we at least have them on one time and let them, speak their voice and things like that. And that'll probably be a call-in show. And then we're gonna have a show dedicated to public operations. You do not have to be anonymous to take part in this. What this is people will contact me because I'm a community organizer, and they'll tell me what's going on with them. Monroe County police officer here in Ohio that is harassing a family. That's going to be a public operation where we're going to get his information out and information to contact the police station and ask why they've been behaving this way and what's going on with this officer and why aren't they protecting that family. But if you're uncomfortable with that, then we've got another op where out in Baltimore, a doctor was arrested, so all of his patients, because they signed a pain management contract, couldn't even go to the ER, even if they're a patient in good standing who has always passed their drug tests. Couldn't get any pain meds anywhere. So an entire community, and then we found out that the local heroin dealers were fully stocked with heroin right before the doctor was arrested. So there's a whole story there. There's a lot of information that's going to go with these public ops. A lot of names, numbers, email addresses, things like that. But it's a way that we can be the change that we seek. There's one where a 13-year-old girl's being bullied by an 18-year-old man, and he just thinks it's fine. So we found out what church he goes to and got all the information to the church members. I mean, a lot. And, that's going to be a public op, I think. We're still in contact with the mom, and we're going to find out. But, so these are the things that people contact me with, and these are the things that we can help with. If it's an injustice that caters to your disliking, whether it's animal cruelty, child abuse, government, whatever, police, something, whatever it is, we'll have it for you on the Public Ops show. So that'll be that's coming up. We might still be a week out from. You wouldn't believe how much outline information I have to get for this stuff. So. So we'll be doing that show. So those are some of the future shows, and then you guys can tune in to Sincere's show, All Rights Matter, and that's here on AnonRadio.Live, and I believe we're archived on YouTube, so look for the archives there, and we'll probably share out links as well. I appreciate everyone being here, man. You guys know I could talk your freaking faces off. I could just go until midnight, and the only reason I'd stop is because I had to pee. So I'll let you go for now, but we'll get back to doing this hopefully here soon. Man, thank you to everyone. I can't say it enough. I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity here. I'm grateful for the support. Thank you to the ABF family for coming out for my first show back, my opening show. Man, they really did it for me, man. Those guys are freaking stupendous, dude. And all they had to do was come in and be themselves. Freaking love those guys, man. I'm proud to call them my brothers, and they're my family, and I will always defend them and roll with them, period. I believe in their passion, and I believe in their unity, and it's a good feeling to be part of something good. So good times, yeah, they're in there partying without me. I better get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, go love something. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the time. We'll get back to it. What do you guys say Monday? Give me a response on my Facebook page. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your family. Go love something.